I always wonder about the future, specifically some people's image of what a wonderful, great future is. You hear all these tech leaders saying the future will be wonderful. Robots will do our stuff. Oh, and then we just have to fix the robots when they break down. If you take a step back and think about it, does that sound wonderful? As in, what is the purpose of life? If you have a great life, but you're a slave, is that still great? There's a story written by somebody called The Gem in the Ear, I forgot what title. It's not, I would say, well written necessarily by some tech guy, but it's about a gem that you could put in the ear and it always tells you what is better. It whispers in the ear what is better. What is a better choice to make? What is a better decision to make? And it's not saying what's the best, but of A and B, which is the better choice. And you find out that's always right. And initially it's whispering audibly words that you understand. But later it just makes sounds and you innately understand what the sounds are. And these people who have this Gemini are always trying to be very successful. Everybody would say they had a wonderful life. But at the autopsy, you'd find out that your brain has deformed. The part of the brain that controls initiative, motivation, is in charge of willpower has shrunken, shriveled away basically. They just basically listen to this thing in their ear, which just tells them what to do in life. And so, what does it mean when you're successful when you really have no control of your life and just listen to somebody else all the time? To put it frankly, would you like to marry somebody rich? Apparently, there's nice perks to being rich, like luxurious vehicles, first class, blah blah blah. But you a lot of being told what to do, especially if you're the poor spouse. Is that a desirable life? I would say for most, no. There's something valuable in freedom. I mean, not to say that, it's always the case, but if you look at the founding of America, you have lots of people who are pretty wealthy, pretty well off, who would have pretty good lives. And yet sometimes they want to risk their life and risk all that they have for freedom from the British. For what reason? What is this freedom worth? That's what I think about the future. AI tells you what is best, supposedly. You ask Claude or Open Chat GPT or Google Gemini, what should I do today? It says, based on what I know about you, because you talk to you all the time, this is what you should do. And that is what you do, and you have a great time. You think, wow, this guy knows best. This guy being the AI chatbot. But where does the uncertainty of life come in? Where does the displeasurable experience that turns out there to be one of your most valid experiences? You think about college days, right? What's the one that stayed in your memory for decades afterwards? Is it the wonderful experience, nice fancy ball, events, blah, blah, blah? No. It's squeezing four of us in the back of a small vehicle called an Eclipse, Mitsubishi Eclipse, Sam's car, where he broke the door, so he has to slide in the window or come in the other passenger side. Because Tony dared him to see if he could fit in through the window, and that's why he broke it. Four of us crammed in the back, a short ride to Oakland. My legs at the end not being on the move because they were dead. There's not a space for four guys in the back, and me not having a seat just squeezed on the side. Experiences where you get caught in the rain, you're all wet, soaked. I think you're miserable, and you are at the moment. Remember years later with your good buddies, and you're like, remember those days? Remember that time we got stuck out in the rain? And we're like, yeah. Remember that time we walked to Costco and realized coming back we shouldn't be carrying so much stuff because we have no transportation other than public transit? And this guy pulls up in a white unmarked van and offers us a ride, and you said no. You're like, yeah. What happens in those experiences? What happens to unique things that happen to you that don't happen to other people? Do they all go away because you live a normal life? You just want to let someone dictate what you do, and you think this is the best because you don't know any better. Don't take any risks. Just do what you're told. That turns out great. Okay, you have money, but what else? What else is there about life? There's a writer who talked about agency recently. It's a very good, interesting concept. So agency, right? If you think about all these agents for all these robots, those are agents. What do they do? Well, they do a lot of things, but they can act on their own initiative. That's the key word. You want to have your own initiative, be able to do stuff. You don't want to be a little kid like my nephew. My wife said he's in the Q stage because he can't do anything. He's one. That's true. He can't do much. Can't really object to many things. Can't talk. Can make sounds. Don't really understand the sounds. Is that the best time in life? I would think most people would say no. People take care of you. People love you. You're the cutest. I know we all want to be like that because we want to have the ability to choose. We want to have the ability to choose to go to that Michelin-starred restaurant or not. If you were forced to do that all the time, you would hate it because you have no choice. Things are delightful because we have a choice. We have a choice right now whether we want to clean our house or hire someone else to clean it. There's no law prohibiting you to clean your own house. Can you imagine if there were? The government mandated that everybody can clean their own house. Never. Would that be amazing? And the government paid for someone else to clean your house. Job creation, if you will. Would that be a great thing? In Oregon, the laws changed a little bit more in the end. They had a law saying you can't pump your own gas. I don't know if it bothers the locals. It sure bothered me because I grew up pumping my own gas. It's faster if I pump my own gas. I don't want to wait. But if you ever try to get out and do it, like, oh, sir, that's illegal. Like, are you serious? And then you may show up somewhere at night and there's nobody there. Wonderful. You just wait in your car till this lonely gas station attendant comes out and pumps your gas. I guess that's the way it works. And that's the thing. Choice. Freedom. Self-determination. Those are very important things in life to make somebody happy and fulfilled. If you had just one simple task to do, but you had no choice as to whether to do it, would you be satisfied? I don't think so. Kids like to play. When you force them to play, it's no longer play. Same as adults. When you're forced to do something, enjoyment seems to be squeezed out of the activity. And I see that today. You look at the people who work for fun. Look at people who work because they have to earn money. I think it's slightly different. There's some people who work for fun, like teachers. A lot of teachers work because they need the money. And I find it the teachers who work for fun somehow turn out to be better. They enjoy their job more. It's a calling rather than a requirement. Calling you chose to accept. Same with the medical field. There are some doctors who are independently wealthy, and some of them work. There's this one colleague who has a house that's on the hill, looks like it could be out of this architectural magazine. You think she's working because she needs the money? Gonna say no. Doctor's salary doesn't fly you first class everywhere. You don't stay in five-star hotels everywhere you go. But she works because she enjoys the job. She finds fulfillment. And that's the thing. Life is about choice. You're gonna make choices. It's not predetermined, not predestined. There's a whole argument of whether it is and whether we just don't know it. But as far as we live practically, we make choices in life. And about our choices, we have the ability in America, in most countries, to choose to eat or not eat, to do or not do. There's consequences of our choices. That's absolutely true. But still, we have the ability to make choices. And that's the beauty of life. I just can't imagine a life where everything's done for you. You're not allowed to do these things because a robot's assigned. People say a robot does a better job. I don't know if I would disagree, but here's the thing. Right now, I could choose to clean my house, I could choose to do the dishes, I could choose this or that. And if I do a worse job, so be it. And that's fine. That's the beauty. I get to choose to do a worse job when other people don't. So the life of the future, as envisioned by tech visionaries, where you are basically a slave to the robots, do everything for you, is not a life I would choose. I don't see how that's utopia. I don't see how that's a good thing. It may be that it's safer when cars are self-driving and no humans drive it. I'm often annoyed at having to drive long distances, everybody in the back sleeping. But if I had a choice of that versus not being able to drive at all, not being able to control how I get from point A to point B, not being able to say, hey, something cool on the side, let's stop. I don't know if I would like that. I don't know if that'd be any better. I'm pretty sure it'd be a lot worse.